Greetings, denizens of the night, and welcome to Fangs After Dark. Tonight we're going to be talking about somebody that's larger than life, a big personality, and an even bigger laugh. Smiling Jack, the legendary Anarch. Who doesn't know about Smiling Jack? Anybody that's been in LA around 2004 knows who I'm talking about. This wisecracking Bruja leaves a big impression with everyone he meets, whether by force of personality or with his fist. And I'll tell you what I know about him, this famous Bruja Anarch.
What a scene, man. Hoo-wee. Then they just plop you out here like a naked baby in the woods. How about that? Look, kiddo, it's probably a lot for you to take in, so why don't you let me show you the ropes? What do you say? I'm Jack.
Born in 1611 to the pirate's life, this brawler, influential iconoclast, and notable anarch from the Knights of the Anarch Free State is considered a legend among the fledglings and neonates of his clan. Although Jack encourages people to think he was a pirate captain, he actually never rose above the level of second mate. His wild temper caused fellow sailors to see him unfit to be captain, and he was never able to muster enough support to rise to the occasion. He was, however, valued for the strength of his arm and for his loyalty to his shipmates. By the time he reached the strapping age of 40, he had amassed a sufficient fortune from his plundering activities to buy himself a pardon and retire to Barbados. Jack tried to settle down, but after the egalitarian ways of the pirate life, the oppressive laws of the local grandees just grated on him, the soul of a rebel burning deep with a call to action against authority. He found himself on the run for having beaten a pompous aristocrat who tried to force him off the road. Bad move. One of the local Bruja, known simply as Mama Lion, who was fighting against Venture expansion into the Caribbean, found Jack dead drunk in a waterfront tavern and offered him an eternity of fighting against these Dons. Never one to turn down a chance to fight, Jack accepted, although one could say his inebriated state clouded his judgment and what he was truly signing up for. But hey, a pirate's life is full of risk and adventure, and now he could pursue it for all eternity. Smiling Jack Drake, the Anarch, was born.
Oh man, we're popping a cherry here. Oh, you're gonna love this.
A presumably powerful and influential young elder in these modern nights, Smiling Jack became one of the most infamous of all anarchs. His appearance is unassuming yet bold, the wild hair and mangy look of a rowdy biker and Bruja street bum. But from what has been pieced together, Smiling Jack is more than his looks. Underneath the visage of punk leather lies a clever planner and a master of the potence and celerity disciplines, favoring them over presence, the in-clan disciplines for the Bruja, although he almost undoubtedly knows some other tricks, even though he tends to eschew the manipulative use of disciplines such as Dominate or Thaumaturgy. That doesn't stop him from learning what is useful. A pirate always knows when to use and the tools that are needed for the right occasion.
The free living dead, kiddo. A lot of people like to use the label anarchs. Whatever the hell that means. Anarchs. Does got a nice kick to it though, huh? Yeah.
Jack's influence within the Anarch movement is strong as he punched his way from the Caribbean to London and eventually to LA, leaving behind indelible marks of his disdain for oppressive authority, establishing contacts, networks, allies, and even siring some chowder he would mold into weapons of rebellion. Though he absolutely refuses any formal leadership role, he does act as a mentor and, more importantly, as a friend to many vampires, young ones, one being the mysterious, powerful fledgling that was at the center of all the pandemonium in LA in 2004. Jack, unsurprisingly, seems to have a particular dislike for both the Camarilla in general and the Ventrue in particular. He isn't easily provoked into open battle, but his mischievous, underhanded tactics and tricks are legendary amongst young anarchs. More on that later. There really isn't much on his activities through the centuries, but there are rumblings that he had a stint in Victorian London where he led and developed an Anarch cell comprising of Nosferatu and his childer, Herbert Weston, a skilled gunrunner and gunsmith. After some time, Jack left London and meandered over to LA and took up the Anarch fight against Don Sebastian with another famous Anarch, Jeremy McNeil. The Anarch Free State came to be with Jack presumably playing a big role. There are tales that he was hunted down and brought before the Camarilla authorities to answer for his transgressions against the sect in 1999, right before the clan gangrel Justicar Xavier took the gangrel out of the sect. But it seems that didn't really stick too well, did it?
It's how the Camarilla works, kiddo, trust me. I've been dealing with these slimy shits for a few centuries now.
Smiling Jack is known to enjoy disrupting the Ventrue reign in cities, mostly embracing indiscriminately, provoking a rise in caitiff numbers, and even going as far as to thread the events that would ultimately cause the final death of Sebastian LaCroix, the Ventrue Prince of Los Angeles in 2004 that thought he could just come in, claim Praxis, and nobody would do anything about it. This big whammy really put Jack on blast as an unliving icon of the Anarch movement, at least until the Convocation of Prague in more modern nights, where the famous former Bruja Archon Theo Bell would pink mist the dome of one of the most prominent Ventrue in the Camarilla, good old Hardestadt. I bet Jack would be proud.
Now ain't that a beautiful thing?
But following the death of Prince LaCroix, it seems Jack decided to retire from his kindred career of being a Ventrue troll, as Jack felt the call back to the sea. He said goodbye to LA, where he had spent most of the last 20 years or so, and in 2005, he set sail for the pirate nation of Libertatia in East Africa. From this point onward, this is where rumors and information about Smiling Jack's whereabouts and activities get extremely spotty, and nothing is really confirmed. But it is rumored that Smiling Jack took an interest in the legends of Gehenna and the Thin Bloods that many elders believe to be harbingers of such apocalyptic events. He was involved in such activities to the point that him and Beckett became acquainted as their interests crossed paths. Smiling Jack seemed to be nurturing a Thin Blood uprising of sorts, while Beckett was trying to uncover more truths that remained obfuscated. Not much is really known as to Smiling Jack's whereabouts and activities in the most of modern nights, but with the advent of the Gehenna War and his most recent musings, I would hazard to guess he would be plopped somewhere in that mess, either taking up his old hobbies of fucking with the establishment or full-on fighting the ancients, as they are the shining symbol of real oppression in kindred society. But no one really knows. He could just be palling around anywhere, causing problems and just being good old Smiling Jack. Other details about Smiling Jack obviously can't be confirmed, but in regards to his blood potency, it is said that he is anywhere between 7th and 10th generation, though I think he's probably more towards the 10th generation side of things. He is quite powerful, however, being known to dispatch of several Sabbat with relative ease, and the fact that he knows a little bit of thaumaturgy also leads me to think that he's definitely a lot more learned than he would have you believe. And if he really is in the forefront of the Gehenna War, fighting his way through elders and Methuselah, who knows how much more powerful this kindred, this Anarch legend could actually become. I hope you enjoyed this riveting account on Smiling Jack, the legendary Anarch. There isn't really a whole lot about him out there, but despite that, he is very well known and he is very beloved for a kindred causing all sorts of shit out there in these modern nights. I hope we get to see more of him in future content, whether it be video games, TTRPG books, or whatever. I think all of us would love to see more of Smiling Jack. So if you like this video, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video real soon. And remember, nothing good ever happens after dark.